Okay, good morning students. So far we have learned active voice, passive voice in grammar, how to change active voice into passive voice in almost all the sentences. The first one is assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence. Dear students, today in this session we will learn speech that is called reporting speech. Reporting speech. Reporting speech. First of all, what is the reporting speech? When we report the words, when we speak any words, we can report in two ways. When we report words to anyone or when we speak to anyone, we can use two ways. The two ways are called, first one is direct speech. Direct speech. Second one is indirect speech. Direct speech and indirect speech. As I have already told you, before we change direct and indirect, first and foremost, we should know tenses, because tenses are root for any grammar, whether active voice, passive voice and reporting speech. Because in reporting speech there are some rules are there, how to change reporting speech, direct speech into indirect speech. So when we know the rules, when we know the tenses, it is very easy to change reporting speech, direct speech into direct speech. So tenses are very important. We should know tenses. So in these two ways we can report the words, we can speak with others in two ways. First let us see direct speech. Let us see, take direct speech. What is direct speech? The exact words of the speaker, exact words of the speaker. The exact word of the speaker. When we use direct speech, in direct speech we use the exact words of the speaker, what the subject spoke or speaking, the exact words of the speaker. First point. Second point, it will be enclosed inverted commas, inverted commas are enclosed in direct speech. So first one is when we use the direct exact words of the speaker, when we use the second one is inverted commas are enclosed or used. For example, Ravi said, comma, I am teaching English. Ravi said, I am teaching English. Full stop. Now, Ravi said, I am teaching English. This is called, which one? This is called direct speech. Simple way how to identify direct speech, when we see inverted commas, I am teaching English. When we see inverted commas, I am teaching English, it is enclosed within inverted commas. This is called direct speech. So what is that first word? Exact words of the speaker. Exact words of the speaker. Next one, inverted commas are enclosed. Who said? Ravi said, I am teaching English, not using any person. Ravi here, subject. He said, Ravi said, I am teaching English. This sentence is called direct speech. So, in direct speech, always in any sentence, whether assertive sentence or interrogative sentence or imperative sentence or exclamatory sentence, inverted commas are very, very important. This is called direct speech. Now, let us take indirect speech. Second one, indirect speech. When we use indirect speech, the words of the speaker, when we report the words of the speaker by using our own words, by using our own words. Second point, no inverted commas are used. No inverted commas are used. When we report the meaning of the words of the speaker, when we report the meaning of the words of the speaker in our own words, it is called indirect speech. Next, no inverted commas. For example, Ravi said that he was teaching English. He was teaching English. Now see, Ravi said that he was teaching English. Here we cannot see inverted commas. At last we should write full stop. So this is the example of indirect speech. First, direct speech, Ravi said, I am teaching English. Ravi exact words of the speaker, that is called direct speech. In indirect speech, when we report the meanings of the speaker in our own words, it is called indirect speech. In indirect speech, inverted commas are not used. For example, Ravi said he was teaching English. So now, so far we have seen what is reporting speech, what is the meaning of reporting speech, what is the direct speech, what is indirect speech. So there are two rules mainly in direct speech. There are mainly two rules, one general rules and special rules. General rules and special rules. Now let us see what are general rules and what are special rules. First one, we can say rule 1. Try to follow seriously rule 1. Now I am writing here direct speech and this side indirect speech. Direct and indirect. First here, if the direct speech has a says, it remains says only. Listen, says remains says. Next one, say to changes into tells. If there is in direct speech says changes into tells. Next one, said remains same. Said remains same. Said only. Next one, said to changes into said to changes into told. Said to change into. Next one will say changes, sorry, will say remains same, will say remains same, will say to changes, will say to changes into will tell. Now see, let's rule number 1. This is direct speech, this is indirect speech. Says remains says. If in direct speech says, when we see says, in direct speech also says. Next one, say to changes into tells. Said remains said. Said to remains told. Will say remains will say. Will say to changes into will tell. These are basic rules in statements assertive sentences. We should follow this rule number 1. Says, say to tells, said to change into told, will say remains will say, will change into will tell. This is first rule number 1. Next, let us say, for example, as I have given you one example, Ravi said, I am teaching English. Now let us see, divide. Here this part said, this part is called, this is called reporting. Reporting clause or verb. Reporting clause, verb or clause. This part is reported. Reported clause. Reported clause. Now let's see, this is outer verb. This outer verb. How can we say outer verb? Because it is out of the this inverted commas. So Ravi said, this is a reporting verb or clause. I am teaching English. Reported clause. He was, what is reporting? I am teaching English. He is reported. So it is called reporting verb or clause, and it is called reported clause. Very, very important that structure of direct speech. Structure of direct speech, reported, listen carefully, reported clause plus reporting clause plus reported clause. Reported clause. So this reporting clause, Ravi said, reported clause, I am teaching English. So let us, we should know what is reporting clause, what is reported clause. Reported clause or reporting verb. Reported clause or reported verb. So that is very, very important. We should know what is reporting verb or clause, what is a reported clause. This is the example. Now let us take, for example, rule number 2. Listen carefully, very, very important. When the reporting verb in simple present or simple future, this is the direct speech. When the reporting verb simple future, simple present or future, this is indirect speech. This indirect speech, reporting simple present, simple future, no change of tense, no change of the tense. Now, if reporting verb, once again I repeat, if reporting verb is in present or future tense, if the reporting verb is simple present or future tense, in indirect speech there will be no change in tense. There will be no change in tense. For example, he says, comma, Ravi is all right. Ravi is all right. He says, Ravi is all right. Now, this is called, again, once again, this is called reporting clause. And Ravi is all right. This is called reported clause. So, how can we say whether it is simple present or simple future? Very, very easy. There is a says or say. Says or say. So, he says, comma, Ravi is all right. When the reporting clause is simple present, this is reporting clause. So, if it is simple present, in reported here there is no change. So, how can we see? How can we change once you see? He says that Ravi is all right. Ravi is all right. So, we did not change any tense. We did not change any tense as it is. If the reporting verb in simple present, in indirect speech also simple present only, you should write the answer. If the reporting verb in simple future, in indirect speech also if you should write the answer in simple future only, there is no change. This is example 1. Next example 2. Navya will say, I am learning English. I am learning English. Learning English. Navya will say, I am learning English. First one example we saw simple present. If the reporting verb is simple present, we should not change any tense as it is. Same thing. In the reporting verb is simple future, we should not change any tense as it is, because this is the present continuous tense. Answer should be present continuous tense. Remember, this is the present continuous tense. Answer also should be in present continuous tense. Now, will say, now tell me, what is reporting verb? This is will say. This is called reporting verb. Reporting verb. What is reported? I am learning English. This is reported verb or reported clause. Now we see, how can we change now? Navya will say that here what is Navya? So we should write say that she is learning English. This is the answer. So rule number 2. When the reporting verb in simple present or simple future, there will be no change in tense. We should not change anything. So this is the rule number 2. In example, when we give certain example, we will understand later. Now let us see rule number 3. Rule number 3. This side is I am writing here direct speech and here indirect speech. Direct speech and indirect speech. This side present, that is am, is, are, becomes past tense, was, are, were. If there is direct speech present, am, is, are will become a past tense, was, are, were. Next one. am or is or plus V4, that is for ing form, will become was or were plus V4. Am, is, or plus V4. V4 ing form. In that speech, was or were plus V4. Next one, has, or, have will become this side has or had plus V3, had plus V3. Next, had plus V3, same, had plus V3. Now has or have plus been plus V4 becomes had plus been plus V4. See, next past continuous tense, was or were plus V4 will become had plus been plus V4. Present am, is, or will become was, were. Am, is, or plus V4 will become was, were, or V4. Has or have plus V3 form becomes had plus V3 form. Had plus V3 form will become same, remains as a had plus V3 form. Has or have plus been plus V4, that is ing form. Once again I repeat, has or have plus been V4 will become had plus been plus V4. Was or were plus V4, was or plus V4 will become had plus been plus V4. Next, will change into would. Shall, should. Can, could. May, might. Must, had to. Rule number 3, present am, is, or will become was, were. Am, is, or V4 will become was or were plus V4. Has or have plus V3 will become had plus V3 form. Had plus V3 will become had plus V3. Has or have plus been plus V4 will become had plus been plus V4. Was, were, V4 will become had plus been plus V4. This side, will become would, shall become should, can become could, may become might, must become had to. These are the changes in direct speech to indirect speech. Direct speech to indirect speech. Now let's see what are major changes. What are fundamental changes? First one is here change in tense. Change in tense. Next one, change in pronoun. Change in pronoun. Third one, change in expression. Change of expression. Expression of time or place. Next one, change in vocative case. Change in vocative case. Now these are the changes, major changes in direct speech to indirect speech. One is change in tense, change in pronoun, change in expression of time or place, and change in vocative case. These are very, very important in direct speech, indirect speech. These are changes. Now, what is time and place? Time and place. Here, direct speech, direct, and this side, indirect speech. Now let us see what are the time and place changes. Now will become this side, then ago, before, this, that, these, those, tomorrow will become the following day or the next day also. Next day. Yesterday, the previous day. Yesterday, the previous day. Next year, the following year. Following year. So there are some other rules, some other direct and indirect speech are there. Now let us see. Now, then, ago, before, this, that, those, these, those, tomorrow, the following day, yesterday, the previous day or the day before, next year, the following year. So these are general rules in direct speech, indirect speech. Now let us see some various examples. First, we learnt what is speech, what is direct speech, what is indirect speech, what are the general rules and the special rules. Now let us see some of the examples, how to change direct speech into indirect speech. Now we will see, for example, now let us take assertive sentences. Assertive sentences. Assertive sentence. I told you present will become past. Now, Gopi said, I like sweets. Gopi said, I like sweets. Now this is what is the this is called, as I told, reporting speech, and I like sweets, reported clause or speech. Gopi said, I like sweets. Now let us change how to change reported speech. Now see, first and foremost, conjunction should be added. That conjunction is added. This is also rule number 4. Conjunction should be added. Now let us see that when we change direct and indirect speech, I told you to follow certain steps. First one, tense will change. We should we should join the conjunction that in assertive sentences. We are talking about assertive sentences. Assertive sentences, we should write that conjunction. Next, if there is place or time, we should change place or time also. Now let us see. First one, said. First rule I told you, said will become said only. First one, said will become said only. Now here, what is the, now Gopi said, next, now conjunction that, very very important. Gopi said that, so one change. Second change is tense in change in pronoun. Change in pronoun. Very very important. First one said we wrote, Gopi said. Next conjunction that. Next one, we should change pronoun also. We should change pronoun also. What is the pronoun here? I. Who is I? Gopi. And he, like. Now present will become past. How can we identify whether this simple present or past tense? Because this is the V1 form is the V1. that is present tense. So what is our rule? Present tense will become a past tense. Present tense will become past tense. So like is present tense, liked is past tense. Liked is past tense. Why? Because there is said. Here said past tense. At the same time here also should be past tense only. Now Gopi said. Gopi said, I like sweets. So first change, said change, and the pronoun should change. Third one is tense should change. Tense. Tense we should change tense. I like sweets. I like sweets. Listen carefully. I like sweets is present tense. When we change reported speech, it will become past tense. So he, what is the V2 form? He liked sweets. This is the answer. This is the answer. Gopi said that he liked sweets because this like is a present, like is a simple present. Simple present will become simple past. That is our rule. What is the basic rule? First one. What is basic rule? Present will become a past tense. Present will become past. So like will become here liked. So what is the Gopi said that I like sweets. Gopi said that he liked sweets. Okay. Now let us first we changed how to change direct and indirect speech in assertive sentences in present tense. How to change? Present will become past. Present tense will become past. If the question is in present tense, answer should be in the past tense. Rule number 1. So let us continue this session in next class.